Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape, especially in the NFC South, you already know that things are heating up, and not just because of the upcoming season. No, what's really capturing everyone's attention right now is the recent trade buzz surrounding the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm telling you, what's happening could be a game changer. The Falcons are reportedly in the midst of some serious negotiations, and the focus is on a big-name tight end that could very well shift the balance of power in the division. It's not just about adding a player, it's about reshaping the team's future and possibly making a bold statement to their division rivals. So, let's dive into the details, because this isn't just speculation, it's a strategic move that could alter the Falcons' trajectory for years to come. First, let's talk about the current state of the Falcons' tight end room. Most of you know that Kyle Pitts was drafted with a lot of expectations, and rightly so. He was selected 4th overall in the 2021 NFL Draft, making history as the highest drafted tight end ever. The idea was that Pitts would be a matchup nightmare, a true offensive weapon capable of stretching defenses and creating mismatches at will. But unfortunately, things haven't quite panned out the way many hoped. Despite his immense physical tools and athleticism, Pitts has struggled to find consistency and production. Since his rookie season, he's failed to surpass 55 receptions or 700 yards in a single campaign. Even with the extra games in recent seasons, his numbers haven't improved significantly. More tellingly, Pitts has played in 17 games each in 2023 and 2024, yet the results haven't matched the expectations. It's been a mix of flashes here and there, but no sustained dominance. And with the Falcons trying to make a push for the playoffs, they need more reliable options. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Rumors suggest that the Falcons are considering trading Kyle Pitts. Yes, you heard that right, and the target is none other than David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns. This isn't just a random idea, it's a calculated move. Cleveland, as many of you know, has been going through a bit of a rebuild lately. Their roster is in flux, and they've made some questionable decisions lately, including spending a second-round pick on Harold Fannin Jr., a promising young tight end who many analysts see as a future star. Cleveland's front office is clearly looking to reshape their tight end group, and with Njoku set to be a free agent in 2026, they might see an opportunity to get something valuable in return before he hits the open market. The Browns' current situation makes Njoku a prime trade candidate, especially since they're still several years away from contention. Why keep an aging player when you can get draft capital and develop your future? This is where the Falcons come into play. The team is already on an upward trajectory, especially with the emergence of Michael Penix Jr. At quarterback, Penix's progression last season was impressive, and if he continues to develop, the Falcons could be a real playoff threat. The addition of Njoku would be the finishing touch, a tight end who can do a lot of what Pitts was supposed to do but with more reliability and consistency. Njoku is a true mismatch in the passing game, a guy who can run crisp routes, create yards after the catch, and be a reliable target in clutch situations. With Njoku, the Falcons could unlock a new dimension in their offense, giving Penix a trustworthy safety valve and adding more versatility to their passing game. Of course, some of you might be thinking, but what about Pitts? What happens to him if Njoku arrives? Well, that's the beauty of this move. It could be about reimagining the tight end position in Atlanta. Pitts might be moved to a backup role or even used more as a wide receiver, depending on how the team wants to deploy him. The key here is that the Falcons are clearly looking to maximize their offensive potential and aren't afraid to make tough decisions if it means winning now. It's a bold strategy, but that's what playoff teams do. They're always looking for ways to improve, and trading for Njoku could be that bold step. Now, shifting gears a little, let's take a look at the broader picture. The NFC South is a division that's been up for grabs for a while now, with teams like the Saints, Panthers, and Buccaneers all trying to find their footing. The Falcons, under head coach Arthur Smith, are building something special, especially on offense. Their running game, led by Bijan Robinson, has been a revelation. Robinson's ability to break tackles and gain yards after contact has been a nightmare for defenses. And with Drake London and Darnell Mooney providing speed and playmaking ability on the outside, the Falcons' offense is shaping up to be one of the most dynamic in the league. But to truly take the next step, they need reliable weapons, especially at tight end. This is why the Njoku trade makes so much sense. It's a move that could elevate the entire offense, giving Penix a safety net and creating more space for the running game to operate. The Falcons are already a playoff contender, but with this addition, they could be serious Super Bowl contenders. The NFC is competitive, no doubt, but with the right pieces, Atlanta could capitalize on the opportunity and make a deep run. The division rivals, especially those trying to rebuild or find their identity, might struggle to keep pace if the Falcons make this move successfully. And let's not forget about the long-term implications. Njoku is only 28 years old, which means he's entering his prime. Trading for him now could pay dividends for a couple of seasons, and the Falcons could have him as a key piece of their offense for years to come. Meanwhile, Cleveland's decision to trade Njoku might be driven by their investment in Fannin Jr., who, if he develops as expected, could become a star in his own right. Cleveland's front office clearly sees the future in Fannin, and with multiple years of rebuilding ahead, they might prefer to get draft capital now rather than hold onto Njoku, who's nearing the back end of his prime. What's also interesting is the timing of all this. The NFL offseason is a period of strategic moves, and the trade market is always active. The Falcons are known for their aggressive approach, and if they pull off this trade, it could send shockwaves through the division. It's about sending a message that Atlanta is serious about contending and that they're willing to make bold moves to get there. The addition of a player like Njoku would be a statement of intent, a clear signal to everyone in the NFC South that the Falcons are not just rebuilding, they're reloading. Now, for the fans out there, I know many of you are excited, and some might be a bit anxious about what this means for Kyle Pitts or other players. It's understandable to feel that way, but remember, football is a team sport. Sometimes, making a tough decision like trading a high draft pick or a promising young player is necessary to push the team over the top. The Falcons are always looking for ways to improve, and this potential move is just one example of that mindset. It's about building a roster that can compete at the highest level, a roster that can bring Atlanta back to the Super Bowl stage. In conclusion, what we're seeing here is a team that's not willing to rest on its laurels. The Falcons are making strategic moves, and the trade for David Njoku could be the final piece they need to unlock their full potential. It's an exciting time for Atlanta fans, and the upcoming season could be one of the most thrilling in recent memory. The division is shifting, the team is evolving, and the Falcons are positioning themselves as real contenders. So, stay tuned, because this story is far from over. And remember, the NFL offseason always has surprises, and this one could be the start of something big for Atlanta. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe bringing Njoku to Atlanta is the move that finally pushes the Falcons over the edge? Or do you think it's too risky? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and we're here to cover every move, every development, and every big story that could change the game. So, buckle up, Falcons fans, because this ride is just getting started, and it's going to be one hell of a season.